Hey you guys, it's Christina from the Purple Alphabet, and you are in for a treat today because JDA has gotten a whole bunch of us together to collab today about organizational things for kids. And I also wanted to mention that I recently started an organizational playlist on my homepage, and I'll be adding to that because everyone is always asking me how I organize everything I have for my kids. So check that out. So I'm going to talk to you about my closet. We have a shared closet for my 2- and 4-year-old. Here it is without the doors on. It looks a little intimidating without the doors, but I'll show you what it looks like after. But here's a really quick overview. Since we have a shared closet, I do put both girls' clothing inside. Along the bottom here, this is where I store just kind of toys on the floor. I'm okay with them being on the floor because my kids can pull them out really easily. There's some of the more frequently played with items. Same here on the second shelf. And then this other shelf right above that, I have my puzzles. I did do an organizational video on my puzzles that's in that playlist. You can go back and look at that. And then I recently put down all of my 4-year-old's clothes closer to the ground so that she can take them out just like this and pick out her clothes, or to help me hang them up. And it's made all the difference in the world to have them down low. You might have seen this in a haul from Daiso not too long ago. I said it was coming up in a video, and here it is. I have taken 2 of these little pouch organizers. They were $1.50 each at Daiso, and I just put them back to back and hung them up with a hanger. And I'm using that to store all of her belts on one side. And then on the other side, I have her gloves and mittens. And then I left some room to grow as well as she gets bigger, and we can put other items in there. But it just was a really easy way to see it visually and to have them available for her on the shelf. And then on the shelf right above her clothes are games and educational activities, probably things that I don't want my 2-year-old to get into yet, so she can't reach it. And so I have things like games, Melissa and Doug crates. They're all kind of stacked on here, and we take them out together versus just by themselves. And then over in the corner here, I have my bins of toys. I don't label my bins just because I do switch them out kind of frequently, and I just store things that need kind of housing here. Got my closet components from the Container Store, which was really great because I can adjust the shelves as needed and move things around and put them all different heights. It works really well. In this little container, I keep like little figurines that my children play with just to give them a home. And I also put containers in containers. Here's one I use for all the little Barbie parts and shoes, glasses, and all those little accessories that they come with. It's probably going to need an expansion a little bit. This one has my Little Ponies, and the same thing, really tiny parts like those little headbands and hair clips for the ponies go in a little container. I got these from the Daiso store as well. I'm also anticipating some Christmas presents coming in. I'm going to be using this one for Shopkins. On the shelf above that, we have all of the games that only I want to have access to. So games that have really small parts or a lot of parts that I want spread around the house. Here are our puzzles. I can just pull this out and pick out some puzzles to use. I kind of keep them limited. And then up on top, I have our shoes. These are shoes that my youngest one has not been able to grow into. They're hand-me-downs, and I organize them by size per box. And then I have kind of keepsakes and things that I just want to keep up in the corner. Here's another purchase that I showed in a Daiso haul. It is just a white container that's used to store whatever, and I wanted to use it for my headbands, and it actually turned out really well. I've seen tutorials to use like a Quaker Oats box or whatnot, but this really suited my purpose because it wasn't too big and bulky as the Quaker Oats box was. And then I can also hang it up somewhere, but I haven't figured out where I'm going to do that yet. You may remember this one from a previous video where I showed you how to store all of your kids' hair ties. It's just really nice and easy to have that. And then I showed this one in a haul too and said I'd show you if it worked. Well, it did not work. It's a magnetic bar, and I was really hoping that it was going to be able to be hung so I could store my kids' hair bows on it directly, the ones that have the barrettes on the back. The ones that had just the bare back stuck, but the ones that had the fabric on the backing did not, and they fell right off. So I was really disappointed. The magnet was not strong enough, and this did not work. If you have any suggestions for children's hair bows, specifically barrettes, let me know in the comments. And I'm not a big fan about storing them on a ribbon, so any other ideas you have, let me know. Here's my closet again with the doors on, so you only see half at a time, which leaves it a little bit less intimidating. I hope you've enjoyed seeing how I organize my kids' closet with 2 kids. Make sure to check out everyone else's video on the collab. Click subscribe to see more videos like this, and give me a thumbs up to show your love. If you ever had one of those toothbrushes where you've used it and you put your finger in the baby's mouth and they chomped down on it, this will not do that because inside